Hey everyone, Ellie here. Welcome back to the channel. I am bringing you the third part of our trail running series for Central Oregon. And this part is going to be focusing on trails that are within city limits. So I've taken you to a lot of trails that are typically probably like 30 to 60 minutes away, which are beautiful, maybe a little more remote. But as we all know, sometimes you just don't have the time to go out into the middle of nowhere to go on an epic trail run. So I'm going to take you on two of my favorite trail runs that are within city limits. So the first one is going to be out here in the northwest section of Bend, Oregon. Like I said, right in town. And this is called the Riley Ranch Trails. One thing to note about Riley Ranch is there are no dogs allowed out here, and that's because it's a nature reserve. So the trail is made up of multiple different loops, so you can kind of like add as much as you want to kind of get, add on some mileage. The route starts kind of like up on this top area, and that area is really wide trail with like packed dirt and gravel. And then the trail, there's another section for the canyon loop that dips down into this canyon that runs along the Deschutes River. And that turns into single track dirt. I mean, and it is so beautiful. So that will lead you down to, again, Canyon Loop. And then there is a short section, probably like it's a 2-mile total out and back, I believe. And that will take you to Tumalo State Park. That takes you out of Riley Ranch. So you will see people that will have dogs on leash, walking just that short section from Tumalo State Park to the edge of Riley Ranch, and then they'll turn around and go back. So if you want to add on a little more mileage, there's that option. And I would highly recommend it because you're running most of the time along the edge of the Deschutes River. And the trail is like really beautiful, really well kept up, really well groomed, and it's fairly new, so it's in really good condition. And that, if you add that section, it is about just shy of 6 miles. So this will be, I think, it's about 5.7 miles. And it really is one of my favorite runs. I think it's like maybe 5 minutes from my house, so super super close. But yeah, without further jabbering again, let's head out on this run, and I will show you just like why it's one of my favorite in-town runs. All right. Well, let's see if I can be talented enough to walk, talk, and film at the same time. This is a busier trail because it is closer to town. So this is a really important, this trail like kind of brings out the importance of trail etiquette and just making sure that you are understanding that there are going to be other people out here like enjoying this trail. So if you're wanting like more solitude, if you're wanting to get like a trail PR, like really working on speed, this is not the trail to come out to, because there are just going to be a lot of people here. Now, of course, if you come like different times, like maybe like earlier on a Sunday morning, later in the evenings, like, or maybe on a weekday, it won't be as bad. But like today, it's a Saturday early afternoon and there are a ton of people out here, and for good reason. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful day. I'm like so happy to see people out here enjoying these gorgeous trail systems. But just know that like you're gonna have to move off the trail to let people pass. Just be respectful and kind and generous, because these trails are meant for everybody, not just us, or just not me. And I have to remind myself of that sometimes, because sometimes I can get frustrated and a little spicy. But it's always coming out here is always a good reminder that, you know, it's a blessing to have these trails, and it's a blessing to see people being outdoors. But anyways, after that little spiel lecture, the trail going back is about the same as the trail heading out. So I think I'm just going to wrap up this video, and we'll see you on the next run. Bye. Hey everyone, hopefully you can see me. The sun is out in all of its glory, but it is a bit aggressive and very, very bright. Anyways, welcome back to this next trail. Continuing with our part 3 of the Central Oregon series. And this brings us to a trail within the city limits of Sisters, Oregon. And for those of you that know Sisters, you know that it's just a outdoor paradise out here. Really glorious and beautiful. And the trailhead that I'm at today and that I'm taking you to is the Peterson Ridge Trail. And I discovered this trail system about 10 years ago, and I fell in love with it and have loved it ever since. The trails extend through different areas out here for well over 20 miles. And they also connect to a lot of other trails like Wycus Creek Trail, and just a lot of others. So there's a lot of opportunity to do both short runs or short hikes and longer runs and hikes. There's just a lot of opportunity out here. One thing to know about this trail system is it is open to and very popular with mountain cyclists, mountain bikers. So, you know, you just kind of have to respect the trail and be courteous and share the trail. We are all out here to enjoy this beautiful, glorious world that we are a part of. So we have to share. So it's really cool because you kind of start with a lot of sagebrush, ponderosa pine, and juniper trees, and then you're going to, like, the further back you go into the trail system, the more like fir and spruce trees you're going to start seeing. So it's just really cool to just have that variety. One thing about this downfall about this trail, which you're probably finding out that it's a downfall for most trail systems out here in Central Oregon, at least in the more desert area, is that there's a real lack of water sources. So if you go back far enough, like there are a couple different creek access that you can go to filter your water. But one option, if you just want to, if you do want to go on a longer run, but you're going to, you can't carry all that water with you, most of the trails are intersected with Forest Service roads that are open to the public. And so if you want to, you can kind of like stash water bottles along the route that you're going to go. That's something I have done and it works out really well. So without further jibber jabbering, let's get out and enjoy this amazing trail system. It is such a beautiful day, so I think it's really going to be shorts and tank top weather. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about this trail system. So this trail system, the Peterson Ridge, is really well marked, but it's still very confusing because there's like an east and west section of the trail, and they have different connectors between them. So you can get really turned around really quickly. I actually just thought I was lost, and so I had to like pull up my app and the picture I had downloaded, or the map I had downloaded of the trail system. So I would really recommend that you do that. Here we go. Because it'll just save you some anxiety if you kind of get a little turned around out here. Another thing is that, like, if you feel like a little intimidated coming out here, because honestly, you can just come out here for like a 3-mile run, 1.5 miles. Like, there's some very short sections, so you can just kind of like get comfortable and get used to it. But if that seems just like a little too intimidating for you, there are a ton of trail race events on this trail system. So I think those are great options if you want to come out and experience this trail system, but you're a little intimidated to go solo, to do it solo. I think that would be really nice to do one of those trail run events because they're really well marked. They have aid stations, so you don't have to worry about stashing water or anything. So yeah, I would really recommend that. I think there's some mountain bikers coming up my way. right, y'all. I am about a mile away from the trailhead. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video, and which will be wrapping up part 3 of this Central Oregon trail running series for amazing trails to run in the winter. I hoped you enjoyed these 2 runs that are just well within city limits of a couple of Central Oregon's most popular cities or towns. And yeah, we will catch you on the next and final part 4 of this trail running series. And yeah, I really just hope that you have been enjoying the series. I know I have thoroughly enjoyed filming it and just sharing like these trails that have just really, I don't know, they've changed like my trail running experience, or they've molded my trail running and my passion and love for it. I also forgot to take some film footage of the mountains. My apologies. The camera was off during that time, and then just when I saw the mountains, I was just taking it all in and enjoying it. This run has definitely been one of those runs that I just didn't want it to end today. Like, the weather's amazing. I felt so good. Like, all the people I was passing and running into were just so nice and uplifting and courteous. And so it's just been such a solid run today that, I mean, a lot of the times, like, I should have been filming and taking some amazing footage, but I was just enjoying it for myself. So I will try to insert some pictures of some epic mountain views and just some really great views from these trails that are from my 50K trail run up here that I did last year in May. So I hope you enjoy those, and we will catch you in the next and final part for this video trail running series. Bye.